we hear over the intercom, I'm sorry for the delay. We're going to have to turn back around. We have to remove some passengers from the plane. And I whipped my head over at my husband. He looked at me and we're like, there's no way. There's no way.
No.
So they taxi us all the way back, get to the gate, and the guy comes back on with 2 officials, and they tell us to get off the flight.
Even that Bill Gates admitted that COVID-19 was being used as a bioweapon. So he's going to court for that. And so I just was thinking about that of like, wow, like nowhere in the Bible does it say blindly follow your evil leaders.
No,
We're
that's the
just
thing.
sharing
That's what I'm
thoughts.
trying to say. Like, why are we getting personal attacks when we say NASA puts out CGI images, which is a fact?
It is a fact. Are we calling this conspiracy session?
Theorist therapy session. First of many to come, I'm sure. So yeah, we're just going to have a candid conversation about what it's like to wear a tinfoil hat in a world that we live in, and to be kind of one of the, you're seen as crazy, but we're not. Honestly, it's like when people attack, I think, a conspiracy theorist, it's like shooting the messenger. Because it's like, we're not crazy. We just came across some crazy information. And so now we want to share it with people, and then people don't want to hear it. Of course, we're going to sound nuts.
Right.
But,
But, out of all the conspiracy theories, really, there's only just a few left. So
I know, they've all come true.
Yeah, flat Earth and dinosaurs. That's all we're left with.
I mean, pretty much. And it's funny, like, with the whole COVID thing, so many people did wake up. And between, like, in the last 6 years, what are we, 2026? Yeah, last 6 years, so much has now been revealed. And there have been people in the conspiracy game for decades. I've only been in it since 2013, and I never talked about it with anyone, so I never really experienced. It was very fringe, yeah. So I just kept absorbing information.
Yeah.
But I loved it. It was kind of one of those things where when I first learned about I was questioning the moon landing, I wasn't upset or offended by that idea. I was like, oh my gosh, like, whoa, people think this. And then I just got obsessed with it, like obsessed. And I was nursing a brand new baby, and I had a toddler. And while I was at home with them, between nap or during their naps or during a feeding, like, I was watching YouTube videos on this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't get enough of it.
And the people that were doing the YouTube videos, were they normal, or did they kind of seem like cuckoo? Because I feel like a lot of conspiracy theorists before kind of more current times, they were kind of out there, and they just seemed absolutely just like nut jobs,
Yeah, some of them. But the one, like, I really, really liked was Rob Skiba.
Okay.
Christian guy, totally normal.
Okay.
Came across information on, like, flat Earth. And then he just devoted his life into this research, and then, like, sharing it with people, and was working on a movie called The Genesis 6 Experiment.
Okay.
He ended up being killed.
Of course.
A few years ago. Yep.
So sad.
I know. So, no, a totally normal person. And that's, like, usually the case. Like, they're people like
normal.
you and I. We're just living our lives like everyone else. And then it's like, boom, something just hits you and it wakes you up.
Yeah, no, that's such a good point, because it's like now that we're kind of in the same boat, like looking back, it's like, wow, like the media really did a good job smearing, like, and making just people look absolutely insane. Like I think of, like, remember Weird Al, how he did that song? And he sings about, like, wearing tinfoil hats. And all of that. And it's like, wow, that hits different. Well, I feel like you think of conspiracy theorists and, like, that's the image you get. Like, people would just completely, like, their hair looks like it's been electrocuted and, like, they're just, nuts. Crazy, sciencey weirdos. Like, but in reality, that's not true. That's just, like, the propaganda we've been fed. Once again, like, propaganda has been going on for so long. And so I feel like I kind of believed that too before I actually really dove into, like, more conspiracies of, like, I think they're kind of just like cuckoo, like that's just what they want you to believe. But the reality is like, you and I are very normal. We have, lead pretty normal lives. And so it's like, I don't know. I think that's pretty much the average conspiracy theorist, just a normal everyday person who's, like, had their eyes opened.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And, like, I think there's so many different levels of it too, because you have the ones that are, Christian and we're making it fit into our, biblical worldview. And then you have the ones that are, atheists and they're looking at things a little differently. But we're like, everyone's trying to find the truth, like really at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I think it's, it's a really cool movement. So many more people have obviously jumped on the conspiracy train because they are conspiring against us. The people that rule the world and Satan and all his minions are conspiring against us. Like that's all it is.
Right.
Like we're just revealing their agenda.
Yeah.
And the things that they've also lied to us about and hidden from us, we're trying to say no. Like look at like all these things that they taught you, like you were saying propaganda wise, like they will make you think certain things are not true, and then we're over here saying it is, and then everyone else thinks, we're the crazy ones.
Right.
But
and like we've said before, so many people who were atheists or didn't know God, they found God because of conspiracy theories. And so I think personally, like if you're not if you're atheist and you're into conspiracies, like you haven't gone deep enough, because at some point it always just circles back to like God is real. And I think that's a big part of why everything goes back to Genesis 6, honestly. Like everything goes back to the Bible. I was just reading the other day, it's in Deuteronomy, and I'm sure we'll talk about this on other pods too, but it says to like salt your, like all your food, you should be like seasoning with salt. And what are we told? We're told
low sodium.
Low
no
sodium.
Salt. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, we'll go into that more on a different day, but it's just even things like that. Like everything we're told at some point, I'm sure it's biblical somewhere where it says to do it, the opposite of what you're being told.
Right. Basically, if the FDA says do it, we're not.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
FDA approved, will not be
We're not going to be doing that
Lab
thing.
approved meat, will not be, like lab-grown meat.
No lab-grown meat.
Will not be eating that.
Yeah. Red
Bugs,
meat's good for you.
Will not be
Butter's
eating that.
good for you. Healthy fats.
Will
all
not
that
be
stuff.
eating crickets or mealworms or bugs by 2030 and liking it.
That's right. We will not like it. And we will own what we want to own and be happy with that. So
Yes,
thank you.
Exactly.
Not doesn't own nothing and you'll be happy.
Yeah. You'll own nothing.
And you'll be happy.
And you'll be eating bugs.
Yeah.
And you'll like it.
It's creepy.
I know.
Well, then let's talk about, too, like the transhumanism stuff. Like they're really pushing that. And I think they're marketing it to everyone like, oh, this is going to be accessible to everybody. But I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
I think they're just doing that to get funding towards it. And then they're just going to use it for themselves.
Probably.
And then they're going to be, even more, quote unquote, superior to everybody else because they're going to have this longevity. Like, I don't know. Could you live forever? Your conscious, is it going to get put into some sort of robot? Like, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if this is part of their end goal.
I know. I mean, there's so many conspiracies surrounding that of like people aren't actually being cloned. They're just transferring their consciousness. And they say that it goes back again to the Bible, like where they were passing through the ring of fire. It wasn't literally necessarily always like burning your children to the god of Moloch. It was black magic and sodomy to pass consciousness or allow the person to be so just completely fractured that an entity can come in and just take over. So it's like the entities are kind of like hopping bodies, Like, do you remember the skeleton key with
Oh my
Kate
gosh, that sounds so
Hudson?
familiar. I don't know if I ever saw it.
It's creepy, but basically like these people like find people to swap bodies with. Yeah, and then so like they get old and then they swap bodies with younger people and the people in the younger bodies go into their bodies and they're like just old and ailing.
Oh my gosh. So there you go, right there. It's a great example.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
So
it wouldn't surprise me if like that's one of the things that they're doing.
Yeah.
And I think people are just falling for it, you know? Like putting it's like starts with the vaccine and then the RFID chip and the next is going to be the Neuralink.
Yeah.
And then who knows what's coming down the pipeline next. Like
I saw China did like it's like the ID where like you have to have like a digital ID to like buy things and all that. And then I recently just saw that the UK, is it UK? Britain?
Probably.
I think they're rolling something out. King Charles was on and he was talking about how like you had to have a digital ID now. So it's like, it's kind of just like, you see it progressing down the pipeline. It's like, it's getting closer.
Well, and it's coming here because we have all the data centers now too. And they're pushing, like Bitcoin, things like that. And then also all the flock cameras popping up to surveillance
That's a
us.
whole nother.
So it's like, I think we're going in that direction too of digital IDs. And they're going to track every single purchase we make, every transaction. And then maybe we'll end up with a social credit score like China. Like if you say this, we're going to cut off your bank account.
Yeah.
Or we'll shut down your electric car because now they're going to have control over our cars.
Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, so Elon Musk already is doing the Tesla thing with electric cars, but he also owns PayPal too. So I feel like it's just, if you start connecting the pieces, you're just like, wow, this is a lot more, like this is like a lot farther along than I think people realize.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, let's talk about your like experience becoming a conspiracy theorist. I touched a little on mine. I'll go more into depth, but like where it started for you and then what that looked like with friends, family, things like that.
Probably 2020 when we were like, we're not wearing a mask. That was really weird because we had people telling us like, you need to follow what the government says. You need to like, biblically, they were like trying to give Bible verses too that were like, this is what the Bible says and why you should follow what the government tells you to do. And it always just really sat wrong with me because I'm like, if it's unethical, immoral, like you shouldn't be doing it. You know what I mean? And so I didn't really have a reply to that. So I was kind of like, well, I'm not going to argue with you, but I'm also not going to comply. So recently I was like reading through the book of Ezekiel and it was talking about how he was basically being shown a vision by God, and God was like, look at the leaders, look what they're doing. They're doing horrible, evil things. And basically he was saying like, if they don't turn from their ways, like they're going to have like horrible consequences happen. And I was just thinking like, that's literally what happened during COVID. During 2020 and the years following, we had government doing horrible, evil things in laboratories, on animals, to people. Like, it was just awful. And it recently came out even that Bill Gates admitted that COVID-19 was being used as a bioweapon. So he's going to court for that. And so I just was thinking about that of like, wow, like nowhere in the Bible does it say blindly follow your evil leaders. It does not say that.
Or blindly follow anyone.
No. And so I was like, yes, we pray for our leaders because the blessings that come on them trickle down to us, right? So we want to pray for our leaders that they will make godly and right decisions for our country, for the people. But ultimately, I'm like, it doesn't say we just do what they say. If they're saying do horrible things, you don't do that. Like, and nowhere else in the Bible, I felt like it was also highlighted to me was like, God says to be bold. Like he says, do not be afraid. Like so many times, 365 times it's in the Bible. Do not be afraid. Be bold. Be courageous, right? Be strong. COVID was nothing but fear. Nothing but fear. And so that right there, I was just like, that kind of was just the last nail in the coffin of like, I don't believe that people were doing the right things following their leaders in that moment or that specific instance.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. I mean, you could apply that like with anything. If the government said you can only have 2 kids, you blindly follow them there. Like, you know what I mean? You can't be...
That's a good point.
Yeah, you can't say that as a blanket statement and say that it's biblical either because it's not.
It's not. God said be fruitful, multiply, right? So it's like, is this going against the word of God? And again, it's like, at the end of the day, are you going to obey God or are you going to obey man, right? And it's like, yes, we should try to be peaceful in all the ways that we can be. But there are also times when you have to stand up for what is right.
And Jesus showed that when he walked on the earth. There's many examples where he, stood up for what was right, So, yeah.
So, and people didn't like him for that. So,
yeah.
But anyway, so that's kind of where I started with the COVID thing, was kind of like where my eyes were pretty much just
You've come
open.
a long way in 6 years.
I know. I feel like the
Look
Lord
at us now.
expedited it, right?
Yeah, he
of
did.
like, hey, like...
But you're like me. It was like one of those things where... Because I think there's so many people that obviously know the government's bad. Like COVID woke them up. But then they kind of stopped there.
Right.
Then they still don't want to hear like all the other stuff we talk about,
Yeah.
But like you're like me, where it was like once I learned we were being lied to by these people, I'm like, what else did they lie to us about? And it's a lot. It's kind of everything.
Yeah.
Actually.
And honestly, like the Nephilim agenda or whatever you want to call it, the Genesis 6 theory, whatever you want to title it as, that literally, I think, was like the most eye-opening because it made everything that's going on in this world make so much sense.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was Dr. Laura Sanger that really woke me up to that too. She does a great job because she ties it. She wrote a whole book about how Jekyll Island and the Federal Reserve, all that's part of the Nephilim agenda. Like everything, our financial system, our medical system, our school system, everything is part of this agenda. Yeah. Yeah. So it goes way back.
Goals to have her come on.
Goals. Yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah.
So.
I could just sit there and listen to her forever.
I know. Just pour
She's such
all
a
the
wealth
wisdom.
of knowledge.
Yep. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, 2020 was definitely a bigger eye-opener for me. So it was like I said before, 2013, I just had my second baby. I'm learning about the moon landing being fake. And how I learned out about that is I was with my brother. I have 2 younger brothers. My youngest one, he's extremely smart, very intelligent. And we were watching some video on YouTube about Jerusalem.
Single.
And he is single. If anyone's single
very
watching.
talented.
Very talented in many ways. So yeah, him and I were watching a YouTube video, something about Jerusalem city, something going down over there. And I don't remember the comment he made, but it said something about the moon. And then he gave me a certain look. We talked about like a quizzical look. I'm like, what? And then I'm like, wait, do you not think the moon landing happened? And he kind of just looked at me like, shrugged his shoulders. And I'm like, what? Because if he believes that, like, I'm going to really believe it because he's very, like, learned. So then I went home and I was just like, on my phone, like, moon landing hoax, moon landing. I couldn't believe it. Like, it took me less than a day to believe that we never went to the moon. Like, it does not take long. There's just so many things that
don't add up.
that don't add up. Yeah. So, and then it went from that to cosmology, biblical cosmology. So, like, flat earth, stuff like that. And my mind was, like, blown away. But I loved it. I was like, I could not get enough of it. And then chemtrails down the line. And then, but before that, let me back up. Vaccines. So I was aware of that since like 2010.
Okay.
So I already had I was already like suspicious of the government and like wasn't trusting because of I knew that. And then so then chemtrails, and then really that's kind of all I had under my tinfoil hat until 2020. And then the whole thing just opened up about like sex trafficking, the satanic ritual abuse, like the reptilians, underground tunnels, shape shifting. Like it's just went crazy from there. Yeah.
That's so wild. I mean, I guess if you count like vaccines as a conspiracy theorist, I mean, that would have taken me back like a long time too. But I would say like, I don't know if that's really a conspiracy. I mean, it isn't now, but back then, it was. It was a big deal.
It was so fringe.
Because I feel like, growing up, we didn't do that. So I guess, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that really counts.
But it wasn't talked about much either. Like you could, no one really talked about their vaccination status or injuries, things like that. And then in 2014 in California, we had the big measles outbreak at Disneyland. Remember that? And then they started pushing the MMR on everyone.
Well, yeah.
And then that's when the fear started showing up. And that's when, like, I had a friend, still friends today, she also didn't vax. And they were getting uninvited to things during that time. Because, again, the propaganda, the TV told you to be scared of everyone. Where before, no one ever thought to question for a play date. Like, are your kids vaxxed for a play date?
That's
2014. That all started to change.
Such a personal question. That's like asking someone if they have an STD before you want to. I don't know. Maybe that's not
wait,
exactly
I think that actually is okay. I think that one's valid.
Okay, maybe that's like a bad example. But
that's
like,
really funny.
You know what I mean?
No, but like
it's just a very
medical status is not okay.
No, and also, I mean, the measles, like you get that and it also gives you immunity to, all sorts of things.
I know. Getting it naturally is the way to go. Yeah.
So many people got them, like, growing up, like my grandparents.
They did, like, measles parties, and then we did chickenpox parties growing up. We were fine.
Yeah.
So, it's all about how they market it. Yep.
So now it's just really doing your own research. But that's the thing, is a lot of people don't have the time or the energy, or they just want someone to tell them what to do. Because it is easier to just have someone tell you what to do.
For sure.
But I think as you become more awake, that you don't want that anymore.
You have to be your own advocate if you really want to, stay healthy and live your life to the fullest because, So
from there, we just spiral downwards real fast from, fluffy clouds to Agartha.
Yeah, there you go. Is that how you say it? Agartha?
I think so.
Agartha.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't know.
In
Maybe
Antarctica?
somebody will
Correct us on that one
and be like, you said it wrong. Sorry.
Enlighten us. Yeah, that's fine. Let's talk about Oliver Tree. Agartha. Didn't he do a whole video going down to Antarctica talking about that?
Yeah.
And then he was just killed.
I know. So sad.
Yeah, which we know it was not an accident. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know, but I'm pretty dang sure. Because he was exposing a lot of the evil. Yeah, just like Trevor Moore, comedian, but he would talk about conspiracy theories through his comedy. Same with Oliver Tree. He did that through his music. He did it through skits, and he was exposing everything. And then, of course, they take him out.
Yeah.
So again, you have to ask yourself, okay, well, then if it didn't mean anything, it didn't matter, then they wouldn't have to kill somebody or silence them.
Right.
Yeah.
So if someone's getting too close to the truth, they have to like...
And exposing it.
I mean, it's all going to come out eventually because, I mean, that's what the Bible says. It's like everything that's done in the dark will be revealed, right?
Right.
And so it's like, it's going to come out eventually at some point, you know?
Yeah.
It's just when, you know?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's happening, just not as fast as we would like.
And also, can we talk about Trump and him meeting with aliens?
Okay. Are you talking about the video of him like on the White House lawn talking with two like Palladians or something? Whatever they, what are they?
I don't even know.
But they had white hair. Is that real though?
I don't know, but I think it's hilarious that they look like Legolas from Lord of the Rings.
They look like Lord of the Rings elves, and they're like their outfits and everything. There's no way that's real, is it? Okay, even if it was real, I feel like they're just putting on a charade at this point.
Yeah, like to
they
be
probably
funny.
Just to be funny.
When he wore his trash, vest, like his.
Oh yeah,
is that like that?
Yeah, it could just be like that. Like I don't know. I just have a hard time believing anything the White House puts out.
Why would the White House release official remarks though about like aliens? Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like my gut instinct is...
Why would you joke about that?
There's going to be some sort of alien invasion, whether orchestrated by the government or with aliens, or I don't know.
Right.
Because I feel like they're just like, this disclosure is so that we can... And then the movie that just came out.
Disclosure Day?
Disclosure Day,
is that what it's called?
Something like that?
Yeah.
I think that's like based on real stuff too, because it talks about like, the whole... I don't really know the plot very well, but from what I gathered... It's these two kids, the main characters, when they're kids, they get abducted by aliens and then put back, but they don't remember the abduction until they're adults. And then all of a sudden things start happening to them physically and the memories start pouring in and all this stuff. And like, we've done a lot of research into like alien abductions. Like it seems to happen. I mean, there's therapists all over the world that take on these clients and they say, we're hearing the same kind of stories from multiple people, hundreds that don't even know each other.
Right.
No contact with one another. And they're all telling the same kind of thing.
Identical stories, yeah.
Yep. Describing the same room that they were in, the things that these things were doing to them, how those things looked, how they were transported out of their room or wherever.
Wow.
Yeah.
I saw something and this girl was like talking about, it was just a YouTube reel. So again, it's like, is it real? I don't know. I just like take it with a grain of salt, right? And she was saying how there's a program where they abduct children and put them in I don't know, alien school, basically, and teach them how to do all sorts of crazy things. She was like, yeah, like we could move things with our minds. And like they taught us like how to do that. And then they put you back.
Whoa.
But like they don't remember kind of, I think she said until again they get a little older.
It comes back.
So isn't there a thing though, like even with like Mandela, no, not Mandela, MK Ultra, where at a certain age, memories start coming back?
I think it's like around 30.
Okay, so
I think it's around the age of 30. Memories start coming back.
That, where maybe that's just kind of what's happening. They can't control it outside of that time frame.
Wow. So they just like think they were born with these mental powers or whatever it is.
Well, I don't know if they come back and have them, but they're like taught that. I don't know. So I just thought that was interesting.
That's very interesting.
Because I want to be surprised. I mean, I don't know. I've like gone back and forth on that of like if we live in a enclosed, right? Like we have like a dome over us. We're enclosed inside of it. We can't leave the earth. If that's true, which it seems like it is, then like aliens or whatever either have to be already on the earth somewhere, either like deep like in the earth somewhere where it's molten lava, even though it gets colder the farther down you go.
I think they're underneath us.
Yeah.
Which is why their ships, like their UFOs, are seen coming out of water.
Okay,
like
that would
the
make
oceans
sense.
and deep lakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and even biblical cosmology, it shows there's like tunnels and stuff. You ever seen those like drawings of how the
like
Hebrews
Sheol
drew it?
and,
Yeah. You have Sheol and then you have all these like tunnel things. And then what if there's more like outside of if we are in a firmament in a dome, are there more lands beyond us? We don't know.
I mean,
and
the
I
moon
think that's
seems
the
to
thing.
reflect
And the moon, yeah. So I mean, I think as like humans, I think we're so quick to assume we know everything. We're so small. Like we're so special and loved, but we're so small. And we're only given so much knowledge. And God is so big and so great, but bigger than we could ever imagine. His creation is probably bigger than we can imagine.
Oh, for sure.
So I think it's just good to be humble and know that we don't know everything, and that's okay. And questioning and seeking the truth is like, it's okay.
Right.
And like, yeah, sometimes it could sound a little nuts when you're like theorizing, is there land beyond, Antarctica, the ice wall? Because Admiral Byrd, who went down there, he did say there was more land beyond the ice wall.
Yeah.
So, and there's old maps that show other lands as well.
Yeah.
with names and everything.
Yeah, we just don't know. Like, even Oliver Tree was talking about how there was, like, the entrance in Antarctica going down into, like, inner Earth.
Yeah.
So...
Admiral Byrd also talks about that.
Oh, he does talk about that too. Okay, so we have multiple accounts of this.
And that's why we can't go there and explore.
Right.
Yeah, that's why we're banned from going there, because like they're obviously hiding something. And I think they're hiding something like so massive that it would just change everything.
Right.
And I don't think they'd be able to control us anymore. You know?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
So, because there's either something there, technology or information, or something that would literally just unlock so much.
Yeah, and I just think
probably
people
proof that God's real.
Psychologically, people would like lose it.
Yeah, that's
like how could you, when they realize that we've been lied to that big, people would just revolt. I think.
So let me circle back to just kind of people losing it of the book of Ezekiel, since that's what I've been going through.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've already talked about in the book of Enoch how the wives of the watchers, the fallen angels, were turned into mermaids or sirens, right? So obviously, this was done by God. So obviously, God can create half people, half animal things, right? So if he does it, it's good. But when like the Nephilim try to recreate it, just like the devil, he can't create anything on his own. He has to replicate or copy, right?
Correct.
And he tries to make it as God's done it because he wants to be God. He wants to be worshipped. And so he's like, I'm going to replicate everything that God did and like try to copy him, right? So I was thinking about this because in the book of Ezekiel, it talks about the angels that he sees. They have legs, but then it says that they have like from, I think, their calves down, it was like cow, like those of a calf.
Weird.
Yeah, they had hooves.
Okay.
And then they had 4 faces.
These are angels
These are angels, the seraphim, I believe.
Okay.
So they have 4 faces. They have the face of a man on the front. And then on the side, they have an eagle, a bull, and I want to say...
Is it a goat? No.
It was it'll come to me. But
that's
they're
wild,
animals on the side of their faces.
Yeah.
So I want to say it's a bull.
Okay. Well, you said that. Eagle, bull, and then what?
I'd have to look it up.
That's okay.
I literally just read it, and I think it's throwing me off because it had talked about how, I don't know, we'll go into that a different time because I don't want to like butcher it.
Okay.
Let's see if I can find it.
That'd be terrifying to see. That's like hard to picture.
I know, 4 faces?
Yeah, 4 faces on one head.
Yeah.
And then cow calves.
Yeah.
And hooves.
I know. So I thought that was really interesting.
So like, yeah, I mean, like the Bible talks about some really weird creatures and like they just mentioned a few. So I imagine there's probably more. But like, think of how bizarre that is.
I know. And my girls always ask, are there animals in heaven? It's like, well, there's at least fiery horses, right?
Right.
Because
I think there would be. I don't know. My assumption is yes. Because I do think the earth that we live on is a little reflection of what is in heaven. I think there's similarities. I bet you, like, I think there's like mountains, rivers, lakes, oceans. I feel like it's probably similar. It's talks about in the Bible. There's roads, there's houses. So I don't know.
I think so. Okay, so it says...
What's the back of his head?
The face of a man, the face of a lion, the face of an eagle.
What?
And then it says the face of a cherub, which is the bull. So then I'm like, do cherubs have bull faces? Because in Ezekiel 10...
I thought cherubs had all the eyeballs.
I know. So I don't know. Oh, cherubim. So every one of the cherubim, you're right, had 4 faces. The first was the face of a cherub. The second, the face of a man. The third, the face of a lion. And the fourth, the face of an eagle. But if you go back to the beginning of Ezekiel, it talks about it having a face of, it doesn't say cherub, it says bull. So then I was like, huh.
That's confusing.
I know. I was like, so are cherubs really, do they have bull faces?
With a bunch of eyeballs?
Yeah, I don't know. Isn't that weird though?
Yeah.
So.
Wait, how do we get on
right
this?
Here. Okay, so Ezekiel 1. I just want to go over this because this was so weird.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Okay, so there appeared to be 4 living creatures that looked like human beings. Each one had 4 faces and 4 wings. Their legs were straight with feet like calves' hooves. So I guess their legs were straight. And then they had calf hooves. Like a fawn.
Yeah.
Or like a goat. Except for their legs were regular. And then they had hooves. And then it says beneath their wings, they had human hands on their 4 sides. So I'm like, do they have 4 hands or just
4 sides? No, they probably have an arm coming off each side. Like with the head.
Like a cube. Okay.
Weird.
And then it said that the appearances of their face, they had human faces in the front.
Okay.
Each of the 4 had a lion's face on the right. Each of the 4 had a bull's face on the left. And each of the 4 had an eagle's face towards the rear.
Wow.
So it says bull's face in this one, but then on the other verse, it was talking about a
cherubim. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
How weird.
That is weird.
So, I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
It is interesting.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
So,
how did we get on that topic?
I don't know.
Weird things, I guess.
Yeah, weird things. Just like, I guess
like God's bigger than, we don't know it all. Yeah.
Of like human, like just the mythological animals. I would say it would be like the conspiracy, like, you know,
Correct.
the centaur or the minotaur or mermaids.
Mermaids,
So.
Dogmen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if God is creating angels that look like that, then obviously that is where the idea came from.
So you're thinking then Satan took those ideas and then
created mythological
creatures from there.
Yeah.
Kind of my good theory, actually.
It's not weird, though. So,
yeah.
anyways, we went down a
different
is what happens.
This is definitely what happens. Especially when it's a candid conversation, 100%. Like, we have not picked one topic, so we're going to hear them all.
Yeah, we're just kind of everywhere, just talking crazy. We're just decompressing.
Yeah.
I feel like anyone who is a conspiracy theorist should have these type of
therapy sessions. It's a lot. Like, I mean, I've had some experiences for sure that were tough, you know, standing up for truth, like especially during 2020. You know, we didn't do the masks for us or our children.
Yeah.
And we had pulled them out of school again, and then we went back to homeschooling, which is now what we've been doing ever since. But yeah, there was, we went on a flight, actually. I think it was May or June of 2020. So it was like things were still pretty fresh, obviously. And we flew Southwest just to California and back. And at that time, there were medical exemptions for masks. And so myself and my 2 boys, we flew with exemptions. My husband didn't. He kept the mask on. And we flew to California, no problem whatsoever. No questions asked. In fact, they gave us pre-boarding passes. Like, it was just like, oh, everything is great. While we were in California for those 5-6 days, the airlines changed their regulations on this and said, now we're not accepting any type of exemptions for mask wearing. No matter your medical status, you have to wear one. So we get to the airport. We're going to check in our bags, and we tell them at the check-in counter, hey, we have exemptions. Are you guys still allowing them? She's like, oh, yeah. She said, just tell them at the gate before you board. I'm like, okay, great. So they gave us pre-boarding passes again, too, which was so interesting. I don't know why they did that, but they did. So we got our pre-boarding passes.
You can get on first, and everyone can give you dirty looks as they walk past you.
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe to keep us, I don't know what the point was. But so then we went through TSA. TSA mentioned it to us, and we said, oh, we have exemptions. And like, okay, great. No problem there. So we're getting like green lights all the way through this airport. We get to the gate. It's time to board. So we go up there. Oh, do you guys have your masks? And we said, we have exemptions. And he's like, okay, great. Just tell the flight attendant when you get on. Okay, another green light. So we're getting on the plane. Flight attendant's right there greeting us. And he asks again for the masks. And we tell him we have medical exemptions. And he's like, okay, great. We'll seat you down over there. So they sat us down, and then, you know, everyone starts funneling on. So, like, everything's fine. I got the kids with their little iPad, got my little Starbucks coffee. We're chilling. Yeah. And then as the plane is, like, pretty much completely boarded, I'm sitting on the aisle seat, and this guy gets on the plane, and he comes barreling up the aisle, and he comes down, and he gets in my face. Like, bends down in my face. And he tells me I need to wear the mask. And I was like, oh, I said, no, we have exemptions, me and my children. And we've told them every step of the way. And they said no questions asked, like it was fine.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we're going to need you to wear it. And I'm like, I look over at my husband, and he's looking at me, and we're like, kind of like arguing with him about it. Because like, this isn't
Who
okay
is this
to
guy,
like,
though?
He had some sort of Southwest vest on.
Oh.
Yeah. So then he gets up and he leaves, and I'm hoping I could get the story completely right. It was so traumatizing. So, so then he comes back. The plane is sitting there at the gate. Everyone's on, like, ready to go. Mm-hmm. And he brings on, the flight attendant, too, comes up and starts telling us to wear masks. And I'm like, okay, I'm crying at this point. Like, I'm upset because of the way they're treating us. I'm like, fine, like, just give us a mask. Like, we just want to get home. Okay? Because it's threatening now to kick us off the flight. And I'm like, no. I said, give us a mask. We'll wear them. We just want to go home. It's like an hour and a half flight. Like, let's just go. Everyone's here. It's fine. So they give us masks, and I put them on the boys, and I put them on myself, and we're like, okay, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
He leaves. I take my Starbucks coffee, pull it down to take a sip of it, which you are allowed to do on a plane.
Mm-hmm.
He sees me do this and comes right back up and gets onto me again. And I'm like, dude, I was like literally just drinking my coffee, and I put it like right back on. Like he was just being super rude about it.
Yeah.
And we weren't taking off because of this whole altercation. So then there's someone behind me, like a few aisles down. This guy in a mask starts yelling and cussing at us to put our effing masks on.
Oh my gosh.
While this is all happening. Okay. No one else is saying and doing anything. Everyone's just sitting there behind their little mask, like watching this go down.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're obviously being harassed at this point.
Right.
Because we complied, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like obviously I'm a mother with 2 young kids. I'm upset. Like why are they, continuing to do this? And like no one stood up for us. Not one person. We just had the guy in the back yelling at us.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Okay, put it back on. Seems to be fine. I'm just like so stressed out. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to take this down for anything, this whole flight. So we start taxiing to the runway. So we're like going to the runway.
Mm-hmm.
We hear over the intercom, I'm sorry for the delay. We're going to have to turn back around. We have to remove some passengers from the plane. And I whipped my head over at my husband. He looked at me and we're like, there's no way. There's no way.
No.
So they taxi us all the way back, get to the gate, and the guy comes back on with 2 officials, and they tell us to get off the flight. And we were like, wait, what do you mean? We're wearing the mask. We're doing everything everyone else is doing. And he said, well, the pilot has decided he will not fly your family at this time. Like he could just decide. Yeah.
What?
So I had it on recording. I don't know if I have it anymore. I think I deleted it because I hated it, like being on my phone.
Yeah.
It was so traumatizing. Like it was awful. We were being treated like criminals. And then everyone was so compliant, so quiet. Like no one stood up for us.
The question is were they real people or were they like...
It didn't feel like it.
Were they just like the NPCs?
NPCs, for sure. Well, I think people too, like when they wear their mask, I feel like they feel less human and they kind of hide behind it. But yeah, no one stood up for us. And then, so I'm like telling my kids that we have to go. They're confused.
Yeah.
Like, why? And I'm like, we just have to go. I'm like, tears, like I'm upset.
Yeah.
I'm walking off the flight. But every like 3rd or 5th aisle that I pass or row,
yeah,
I turn around and I tell everyone like, shame on you for not standing up for us, yada, yada, yada. And I like told that to a bunch of people. I was pissed.
Yeah.
Like I was not quiet.
Good for you.
And then I get to the cockpit, the door's open.
Yeah.
The 2 pilots are sitting there with their backs to me.
Yeah.
And I said, turn around and look at the family that you're kicking off this flight. And then he didn't turn around. I'm like, you're a coward, know? I was pissed.
Yeah.
It was so not okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then we get escorted off the flight. Okay, so we can't get home. And then we get inside the terminal again. Mm. And then we're told, oh, there's a flight later we can get you on. And we're like, what's the point then? You know what I mean? Like, you're just going to put us on another Southwest flight in several hours?
Right.
We're like, screw this. We rented a car and drove all the way back.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. I'm like, no, we're not dealing with this. But, like, that was tough. And, like, that was definitely a wake-up call to me, like, how far, like, humanity has gone, like, in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Because I am somebody that, like, if I see injustice, like, I will stand up for you. Mm-hmm. If I don't know you, I will still stand up for you.
Yeah.
And, like, to see a whole entire plane of people not stand up for us was just, like, so disheartening and so sad. And it just, like, really brought... Like, I was depressed for a while. Like, it really brought me down.
Yeah. Because you almost lose hope in humanity.
I did.
You lose
I lost
faith.
every bit of hope in humanity.
Yeah.
I was like, this is unbelievable.
Right.
Like, what country are we in? Where are we? Like, what's happening?
Because, like, what? You're afraid that you're going to get kicked off, too, if you say
something?
They are.
Yeah.
And it's like, everyone was going to the same place. You know what I mean? So everyone was only going to be flying for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to me that someone wasn't like, let her stay. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, not one person.
Because if somebody, I think, would have stood up, or 1 or 2 people, I think people would have, like, backed
They probably
down.
would have. Uh-huh.
Because what? You're going to, like, escort the entire plane off?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Exactly.
I don't know. Like,
yeah.
Refund me my money, you know? I don't know how that works. Did you guys get refunded or?
Only because Andrew, my husband, like, worked his way up to the top, and we ended up getting refunded for both flights we paid for. Good. Even the one we took there. Yeah. Yeah, because he's like, he flies Southwest for work all the time. He's like, I've been on 50 flights this year alone. It was like in May.
Yeah.
Like, this is not okay, you know? So, yeah, we ended up getting money back. But, like, yeah, it just was traumatizing, and, like, for my kids to deal with that. Like,
well, yeah. And that's like, it's just humiliating.
It was.
It's like degrading.
And I think that was why they did it. Because at that point, there was no reason for him to kick us off. It was just to make a spectacle of us. Yeah. It was literally just to make an example of us. That's why he did it. Yeah. So
I'm surprised that I didn't see that story because most people would be like, secretly filming or.
No one filmed it, I don't think. Yeah. I filmed it, but then I think I deleted it, which I shouldn't have. But it was like terrible. It's like sad, like to see me in that kind of like distress. Yeah. Like you hear me on the recording, it's like sad. Like I didn't like it, so I deleted it.
Well, and you're like the nicest person I've ever met.
Aww, thank you.
Like I just think that
I'm very I'm non-confrontational.
No.
But I'm not a pushover.
No.
So
yeah, I get it. But that's just awful. Yeah. So I'm sorry you went through that.
Yeah, thank you. So I mean, like it's and there's people that get it way worse. I mean, there are conspiracy theorists, like we were saying earlier, with like certain celebrities, they will be like killed. Yeah, they will be killed. And there are other like even podcasters and YouTubers that have been killed for speaking truth.
Are we allowed to say that word on YouTube?
Oh, they've been unalived.
Yeah,
we could bleep those out.
Do they even like that word? I feel like
I don't know
so
now
dumb.
that maybe I don't know, what do we say?
I don't know.
They stopped living.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super scary.
I know. My brain's like turning. I'm like, how else do you say that?
I don't know. Silence permanently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that. And then shortly, I think it was after the whole flight thing, we were at a park locally, and my video actually did record, and it did make the news. Wow. All over news stations, all over the country. And that was the big park arrest at our playground just here in Meridian.
It's crazy.
And a mother was arrested for being in a park. We were all there with our kids. Long story short, they put her in handcuffs for being on a park. Seriously laughable. And she had 2 or 3 really little children, and they put her in the cop car where left her kids there completely abandoned. What? So they're screaming and crying for their mom. So all the other moms had to like band together and like take care of the kids, and then have to get the husband. Like, thank God some of them knew who she was and had the husband's number, called him because he had to come get the kids. But yeah, it was awful, the whole experience. And then that again, my oldest son witnessed it. And at that time, he wanted to be a cop. Like, that was his like dream. And that like after that day, he came home. He's like, he's like, Mom, I don't want to be a cop.
Wow.
Because he saw how like corrupt they could be.
Right.
Wow. And so that again, that was like another whammy for me, like, slap in the face of like, wow, like reality check. Like, we are not living in the same place we were living a few months ago. Like, this is nuts. Like, it freaked me out big time. I wouldn't
expect that in Idaho. Like,
I know it was so surreal when it was happening. And then like a week later, or I don't even think that, like a few days later, I was sitting on my driveway with the garage door open with the kids playing, and a cop pulled up, and my instinct was like, oh my God, they're going to come and get me. Like, I got paranoid because of what I've witnessed and what I've been through. I'm like, I don't, like, where's the line, Thankfully, they weren't there to arrest me. They were going to someone else's house.
Did you close the garage?
I brought the kids in and went inside, yeah. Mm-hmm. But it was like sad.
How sad is that?
I know. It was so scary. I'm like, well, I watched them arrest a mom for being in a park, like, and I was there. Mm-hmm. Were they going to come back, like, after all the moms that were there?
Yeah, maybe.
And, like, do something? I don't know.
That is sad. We didn't get arrested, but during COVID in Colorado, my kids were playing at, like, just a park that was right behind our house, and somebody called the cops on them.
Wow.
Yeah. And somebody else had taken caution tape and wrapped it all around the playground.
Oh, my God.
And they were still just, like, playing, because it was just, like,
that's how it was at the park,
dumb,
too. Yeah,
like, so dumb. And they'd been cooped up at this point, and they just were like, we just want to play.
Were they the only kids on there,
too? They were the only kids there. Yeah. No other kids were there.
So stupid.
But a cop showed up and was like, you guys can't be on here. I think it was, okay, I take that back. It wasn't just them. It was them and, like, the neighbor kids. They were playing. So there were, like, maybe 4 or 5 of them total.
Yeah.
But that was it. Nobody else was around.
Yeah.
Nobody was in the park. It was completely, I could see the park from my, like, window. Yeah. Like, I could see them. And so they came back and they're like, the police officer told us that we weren't allowed to be here.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So
yeah, it's so messed up. I know. I'm so sad for our kids.
I feel bad for like officers too, though. Like, it's like, yes, I guess they don't have to, but like somebody called the cops and it's like, you literally are telling kids they can't play outside.
Yeah, but I also feel like, yeah, I know it wasn't even a law, though. Mm-hmm. It's stupid. Like, they shouldn't have said...
In Colorado, I think it wasn't a law, but what would you call it? Like, what would you call...
A guideline? Which that's not even... Like, if you're not breaking a law, I don't understand how they could just come tell you can't play on your playground in your neighborhood.
Yeah. So...
It's like, because it was a neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, it was a school playground.
School playground.
Okay. So maybe that's why. I don't know, but yours wasn't a school playground. Yours was just a public playground.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. He was saying we were trespassing. We're like, it's public land.
Yeah.
Like, this is literally like, and there's people everywhere. There's a basketball court behind us. There's a bunch of men literally sweating and dunking on each other. They're fine.
Yeah.
People playing soccer, people having picnics, people walking their dogs. Like, it was packed.
You picked the weakest
because exactly
person to go after.
the children.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Or the
all
mom.
these adults can do all these sporting activities, but then children can't play.
Yeah.
Like, make it make sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it was wrong. It was wrong.
Because it's like, what? He's going to go and talk to a bunch of sweaty men and tell them they can't
No,
be
and that's
there?
the thing. Everyone else was, yeah.
Did anybody else say anything or?
Oh, yeah. Everyone. Oh, yeah, we were all like,
I mean, no, not in the group that you were with, but just like the men playing basketball or.
a lot of people just gathered and watched.
Yeah.
Because they didn't really know what was going on at that point, but they saw obviously mom being arrested. But yeah.
But how embarrassing. Again,
it was so, I felt so bad for her. It was so, she went through hell, legal hell, all this stuff. Yeah. And her husband was a cop.
That's got to sit really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when I really, really, really fell in love with Ammon Bundy.
Yeah.
Because he showed up to the officer's house peacefully with a bunch of people out on the street. They didn't go on his property. And were saying like, hey, that wasn't the guy. He never came out of the house. But
of course not.
But peacefully explained like, we're not going to accept this as a community. Unacceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. That's too bad.
There's good men like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about men for a second.
Okay.
So our podcast and our Instagram specifically has been blowing up lately. And it's been amazing watching the numbers grow. We've had some really fun reels that have been sent out a bunch of times. And like, we're so grateful. We're so humbled.
Yes. So thankful for all the people that are following along with us.
Yes.
I mean, that's kind of why we're doing this. And we couldn't do it without the people that were interested in the same things that we're doing. So yeah, just super thankful.
Super thankful. But yeah, we have such a high male audience, which we weren't sure we'd be getting that.
Yeah.
Because we were like, oh, maybe we'll placate more to the women. But like, it seems to be
like a pretty
lot
good
of both.
balance of both, which is amazing. I love that.
I know.
So, I mean, that means we're hitting things that like everyone's interested in.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So anyways, we're excited about that.
Yeah.
We're, it's been a lot of work. So for a lot of months, just behind the scenes stuff, you know, obviously people don't see.
Yeah.
And just to see it like now bearing fruit and maybe turning into something.
In a pretty quick,
very quick
amount of time. Like, I feel like this is pretty fast to see such a cool, like, and people have been so kind. Like, we've had pretty much mostly just really kind, encouraging.
Yeah. For the most, like 90% have been
comments.
very sweet.
Yes. Like, just personal messages sent. So that's been so encouraging too, of like, wow, like.
Yeah, we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like, all that feedback. It's like, it really means a lot.
Yeah. So cool.
It is.
And it's funny because we started this and we were literally just like, this is just for fun.
Yeah.
Let's see where it goes.
Yep.
It was kind of just like a fun,
we literally just sat down in front of a mic and we're just like, we're just going to talk. We're just going to chat. Yeah. Yeah. And now.
Yeah. We were pretty just like, this is so weird. Like, I remember the first time we sat down and started recording, I was like, this feels so awkward. This feels so unnatural. I don't know what are we doing? Now it's just like, it's just fun. We just chat and we just really just discuss things that everyone's wondering.
Everyone's wondering about, I think. I think it's just like truly interest us. So it's just fun because like, again, like this is stuff we would talk about literally just in a normal setting, like not for a podcast. Like this is the stuff we talk about.
We're inviting
Believe it or not
for our coffee date.
This is our coffee date. You are eavesdropping and this is what you hear.
Either you're like, those girls are awesome, or
I honestly think you have to like love us or hate us. Like there's no in between. Like you're either on board or you're like, you girls are nuts.
And you know,
but again, like don't shoot the messenger. We're just talking about things that, you know, information that we've come across that is just, it is wild. But it's like, why not talk about it? Why shut it off? Like, why be so close-minded, small-minded? Like, be open-minded to these things being possible. And especially when it does fit through the lens of the Bible and the Lord and everything. So it's like, like, let's keep going down this path. Let's see where Dogman leads, which led us back to the Canaanites in last week's episode. So
that was wild.
See? It's crazy.
And do we have all
mermaids,
the answers?
sirens, Enoch?
Exactly. Everything kind of just ties together.
It does.
It's like, do you believe that? No, you don't have to. But it's like, these are just things we're like throwing around. We're
just because we're talking
each other.
Right. And just because we're talking about certain things doesn't mean like we're believing it 100%.
No. We're just like
theorizing. Yeah. And discussing it.
Yeah. Look at us debating theologically all the things that we can't make sense of, but try to.
But it's fun.
It is fun.
We enjoy it.
I mean, it just helps. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it just gives more depth to life.
I think so.
I think, you know, like we do enjoy like obviously like the normal like surfacey things of life, but like if I don't have this depth to me, I don't know. I don't know if I could do it.
There's more to us than just like health and wellness. Like we like that. We're into fashion. We like beauty. We like all that.
Yeah, we like all the things.
But we also like have just very inquisitive minds. And I think both of us are very more like detective-y minds of
100%.
like, something's not right. I'm going to go follow this, you know, until I figure out something that can kind of make sense.
Yeah.
But also like, I think we both at the core of us like just hate lies. We don't like being lied to. We don't like deception. And so for us, it's like, what is the truth? Which is probably why we love Jesus so much, because he is the truth, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that for me is definitely a big part of why this appeals to me of like, why are we talking about this stuff? Because it doesn't make sense. Like it's not adding up.
Right.
So.
And I just can't like know that and just like put my head in the sand and like continue on my life.
Yeah. The math isn't mathing. So.
It's not mathing.
Although girl math, that's a different story.
Girl math. I really love girl math.
I do too.
I'm really good at girl math, actually.
I bought this shirt and I bought this shirt, but I returned this one, so I'm saving money, and I just made us money back into the bank account.
Girl, my side hustle is returning things.
Yes.
So when I go to UPS and I return all my Amazon returns and Revolve, like that's an income.
It is an income. It's money going back into the account.
It wasn't there, but now it's there. That's an income.
It makes sense to me.
I think so too.
Yes, that adds up.
All the girls will understand this one.
Guys do it too, but just in a different way.
Okay, but guys
different.
Guys splurge. Okay, the things that guys usually spend money on are expensive, like a boat, a car, a watch,
a gun.
Yeah, and like our stuff. Like I'll buy a $20 shirt and I'll be so happy about it.
Right,
all I need
until you need another one.
Until I need another one next week. Yeah, exactly.
So I get it.
I know you do.
I feel
you get me. Speaking of outfits. Okay. So when it comes to the podcast,
yes,
like we need to start linking things.
Oh, we do.
Yeah. And we want to hear back from people. Like, does the audience want to hear and see like where we're buying things from?
Right.
And we can link them.
Or things that are similar. Because I feel like a lot of stuff I have is just, I've had it for a while and it's.
We need to go shopping, get new stuff.
Yes.
Good excuse. See, it's income.
You
got to spend money to make money.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
We need some more tinfoil outfits. I loved our ones, so maybe we should add more to our wardrobe.
Yeah, we should. That would be so fun.
That would be fun.
Okay, we'll have to figure something out for that.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I wanted to talk about and I almost didn't?
What?
Or I almost did. Because I said, speaking of men, and then I was talking about like our audience, I was going to say like, okay, so like we get mainly amazing feedback, right?
Right.
We get some great feedback on Instagram, but of course, like anytime you're talking about things we're talking about, you're going to get hate. But it's all men. Like I think we've only had like 2 comments from women that weren't nice. All of them are men.
Weird.
And like mean, like vicious, like attacking things that like nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Like my favorite
our intelligence, attacking our looks.
No, my favorite comment was, is this like mean tweets? We're reading our mean comments?
Like, can we read them off?
My favorite comment was the one where this guy was commenting about like your boots. You had like a super cute outfit on.
Yeah, he's like, it's too warm for boots. It's summer or something like that. And I'm like, bro.
But here, literally just like a few weeks ago, it was freezing.
And also, we record things sometimes months in advance before we release them. But it was just a silly comment. It was really silly. Making a wardrobe comment like that.
No.
It's not seasonally acceptable. Appropriate.
How dare you wearing
white after Labor Day.
It's called winter
Or
white.
wearing a felt hat in the summer. It's not like a cowboy thing.
Yes.
Like, don't wear a felt hat in the summer.
I mean, I feel like if you're a real cowboy, they still probably do.
Do you think so?
I don't know. Go to Texas. People wear felt hats.
That's
like,
true.
It's hot there, but I mean, cowboy's cowboy. I don't know.
Cowboy's a cowboy.
So,
anyways,
that's funny.
I don't want to like harp on the negatives, but it's just funny. And I'm just like, I'm noticing a pattern of like who are the ones, the demographic of the ones that are saying things that aren't nice.
Are they real though? Or are they bots?
Some of them are trolls.
Yeah.
Because you go on their accounts. Some of them are real people.
But
I'm like, dude, like, why you come online just to like be mean to women? Like, what
does that make you feel good about yourself?
I think I don't know. Yeah.
Well, some of them you click on and it shows like they have like they're following like very small numbers of people and maybe they have like I don't know very small numbers of followers or one follower, or they follow
very
one
small
person.
accounts.
Yeah. So then I'm like, these can't even be real. These have to just be like fake accounts.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure a lot of them are.
Because haven't you seen the thing where they have like all the phones, like just rows and rows and rows of
I have
phones?
seen it. And
they
they're
have
just
them
like,
all connected and they all just are going through and leaving comments.
I'm like, thanks for the algorithm boost with your comment.
I know, right?
Thanks for commenting.
I mean, and that's the way you have to play the game.
It
right?
is.
You just kind of ignore the negative.
You do.
And I mean, because if that's the case, we wouldn't do anything. We wouldn't leave our home.
Oh, yeah.
We wouldn't
do
anything. You would never step out.
You never step out. You never put yourself out there if you were focused on, the naysayers and whatnot. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. So
no, I just find it funny. It's just interesting because going back to like conspiracy theorist therapy time, we have been this way for a long time, but not publicly.
Right.
So like
We've
now we came out
actually
heavy and strong with our tinfoil hats on and our bikini tops.
Maybe I've been a little bit less closetty because I feel like when I first met you, I was literally just like word vomiting conspiracy theories.
You just knew with the conspiracy girl when you saw one.
I could just see your tinfoil hat on in the spiritual.
It was there. It's my aura. It's my aluminum colored aura.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think though, too, I've just gotten bolder as I've gotten older, too, where I just
I
don't care what people say.
Same.
It's like growing up, like people would be mean or unkind and I would shut down.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of just like, you know what? Like, that's not my issue anymore. That's their problem. Like, if you don't like me, that's your problem.
100%. Oh, shoot. My bad. Sorry.
I think mine's on, too.
Kid calling.
Mine was on, too.
Yeah. No, exactly. It's definitely, no, it's not our problem. But I just want to say, like, I feel like even as a Christian, you get persecuted for being a Christian. And then you get this other layer of, like, conspiracy theorists. You're going to get persecuted for being a conspiracy theorist.
Well, and
anytime, like, you question the status quo and you challenge people, because, like, I think it's interesting that, let's talk about flat Earth. And let's say I'm calling out NASA on their fake imagery. People get angry. And my only, like, thought is, like, okay, well, my question is, like, why are you taking it personally? Is this even about you? It's about a government agency that's taking your tax dollars and funding it towards something that's
lots of tax dollars.
A lot.
Yeah.
But, they get so angry and offended. And I think it's because you challenge their paradigm and they don't like it. Because, like, why would you defend a government agency like that? Like, why are you taking that personally? Right? I don't know if you have other thoughts on that, but, like, I just been thinking about it. Like, why is that making people triggered?
Yeah.
Like, who cares if I believe that? If you think it's all real, that's great. Think it's real. Like, I'm not telling you one way or the other, but I'm telling you what I think.
Right.
But it gets people all riled up. And it's like, dude, just, why? Like, I feel like they have to ask themselves why. Like, why is this triggering me so much?
I think, like, maybe fundamentally, like, this is my opinion, that it's almost like religion. Like, you believe what you believe, and when someone questions what you believe, it's, like, offensive. So I almost wonder if it's kind of like, how dare you question what I believe? You know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas, like, you and I are very open-minded, I would say. If we learn something new, we're easily like,
We'll pivot.
Yeah, let's dig into that. Let's see. Like, I may not believe it right away, but I'm not completely closed off to anything.
Right.
Like, yes, there are things that they're hard no's for me, but there's other things that I'm just like, I would say pretty open-minded for the most part, but maybe that's why. It's because, like, well, you've been taught this, you trust in that government entity, you believe what they've been telling you all your life, you believe all the TV shows you've been watching, you believe your teachers. And so to have someone say that that's not true, I think there's that part of, like, you're being questioned, but also, like, the pride part where, like, you're just very prideful. You're too proud to admit that, like, you could be wrong. I admit I'm wrong all the time. Every day,
same, all the
day
time.
long.
Me too.
I have children. They remind me constantly.
Yeah, they definitely call me out too.
I'm the most humble version of myself.
Oh my gosh, me too. And that's okay. Like, if I'm wrong about something too, like, that's fine.
I'll admit it.
Same.
I'll say I'm sorry.
Same.
Yeah.
Like, I have no problem with that. But I don't think that everyone
not
feels the same
like
way.
That. Like, a lot of people are pretty stubborn, and, like, don't want to admit that they're wrong. So I think there's that. But I mean, then you also have pictures of them releasing, like, a piece of salami.
And saying it's a planet or star or something.
Yeah, and it's like, how do you believe that? how do you believe
and like,
that
let's just say
after they do that to you.
You knew that happened, and that's like one faux pas that you're like, okay, NASA messed up there. Like, that does not make you question everything else. Like, if they're willing to do that, like, don't you think they're probably doing more than that?
Probably.
So, anyways, you're like, say you were thinking kind of the same way I was. I'm just like, I think it's just, it upsets people, because it is, like, good point, like a religion, a belief, and it's just, anyone that questions it, it rocks. I think it just rocks their world so much. They just,
we're not personally attacking.
No,
we're
that's the
just
thing.
Sharing
that's
thoughts.
what I'm trying to say. Like, why are we getting personal attacks when we say NASA puts out CGI images, which is a fact?
It is a fact.
So that's what I'm trying to say. So I guess what I'm getting at. And this is my therapy session, and I'm getting it out.
Yes, get it out. Like, release it.
Totally cool. Totally cool. And I respect people that disagree. And I respect people that comment they disagree. And I respect a nice, healthy discord between people. Like, we can do that. But when you just attack us, and throw out insults, like, first of all, that's a low IQ thing to do.
Right. Well, not only that, keep scrolling. If you don't like
that's what I mean. Like, why even say anything?
Don't throw a temper tantrum. Don't be mean. It's like, if you can't say something nice,
don't say anything at all.
Just keep it inside. Hold it in.
Promise that it'll fade away in like 30 seconds. When you get to the next thing that
you're offended by.
Just keep exactly.
It's so true, though. And I mean,
because there's a lot online that I disagree with, but I will never.
I'm not going to go on and be mean.
Never once would I ever.
Nasty.
But that's the thing, too, is like, the internet's such a weird place because, like, in real life, no one would ever walk up to us and say those things, ever.
Maybe they would.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't be, no.
I mean, I've never
I think people are brave behind the keyboard.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So nobody's ever walked up to you before and been like, those boots do not match your outfit.
Never.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay, exactly. That's exactly my point.
And not that it's like we're trying to be mean, but we're just making a point.
Well, because it's like,
of how silly it is.
And I think anyone that's listening or watching that is in the conspiracy world and does speak out, like, they can relate. Like, they'll know.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're not trying to be mean.
No, we're not
just
being mean.
Really just think about what you're saying. And, like, I've seen things where it's like, if someone says a mean thing or, like, is an insultive thing, you can repeat the question back to them or say, like, can you repeat that? And it makes them pause and have to actually think, like,
oh, what did I just say?
And a lot of times they don't repeat it.
Yeah.
Or they'll backpedal and they'll be like, well, what I meant is.
Right.
And you're giving them a chance to explain themselves because maybe, like, they meant it a certain way and,
and it came out wrong.
Because that happens to me a lot.
Sure.
Or maybe they just, I think a lot of times people are just negative. Like, humanity bends towards negativity, right? So I think most people are just negative, like, have a negative bent to them.
Sure.
And so it's like, if you aren't consciously thinking about what you're saying, sometimes just it comes out negatively, right?
Sure. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I like that. That's great advice.
Yeah.
I don't think it works online, though. Can you repeat that? Actually, we should try. Is this what you really meant to say? Was this a typo?
Yes. So let me see if I understand this correctly. This is what you meant when you said.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I know.
And I do. Like, I'll respond, we'll respond, like, nicely and everything. But also, like, if it's really rude, I'll be like, that's not cool.
Yeah, or I'll just say, I'm sorry you feel that. Like, but you're entitled to your opinions.
What opinion is different? Wrong. An opinion is different than insulting somebody.
You're not entitled to be mean.
Exactly.
I mean, I guess you can be, but you can be mean, but you're not entitled to it, right?
But I'm just going to call you out on it. That's it. Yeah.
Don't mistake kindness for being a pushover.
Never.
Or a weakness. So,
no.
Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of times, truly the kindest people have, like, the strongest backbone.
Yeah. They're self-respecting and respectful of others, obviously.
Well, and they're going to defend others. They're going to stick up for others.
Yeah. Those are my people.
Same.
For sure. Yeah. All right. Well, this was, like, nice. I feel like we just kind of.
I felt better.
I do too. I feel like the weight lifted off my shoulders, and I feel lighter. And I'm so glad everyone got to hear us talk about all of our woes and the highs and lows of being a conspiracy theorist. Because there's a lot of highs too. Being awake, I think it's cool.
I would never go back to being the way I was.
You can't. No. It's impossible. I don't think anyone can. It's like what they say, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Right.
So true.
It's so true. Kind of like the FedEx sign, how once you see the arrow inside of it, You can never
What?
unsee the arrow between the letters.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, you're going to have to look now. There's
now
an
I'm not
arrow.
going to unsee it through it. Is it like white, the arrow?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, I could picture
And
it.
then there's also like a little spoon. It looks like a little
What?
spoon. Yeah.
Why a spoon?
I don't know. It just looks like a spoon.
No, it does.
Yes.
I know.
So once you see that, you can
I do
never
see that one.
unsee it.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, that
Okay.
one's gross.
That one's...
I know, but I still shop there.
I mean, I don't know how I would live without them. I really do hate to admit that. But I save so much time.
I know.
So much
Time is money.
Time is money.
You only have so much time.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
all right.
All right. Well, speaking of time, let's wrap it up.
All right. Until next time.
Until next time.